All right, my dear friend, welcome back to the channel. Very good afternoon to you wherever you are around the globe. This is Salon's blog and you are highly, highly welcome. Yes, we are preparing for tomorrow's game against Leeds United. And hopefully, I should be hearing from the coach in a press conference. And I would like to bring you every detail of every word. Whatever the coach has to say at the press conference, I'll be bringing every detail to you later in the day. Yes, but right now, as we speak, as we speak, and as you can see me, I am still in my blue jersey. Yes, I am still in my blue. Nothing changes my love for the club. Nothing changes my love for this badge. I have been here, coaches came and left. I have been a fan, Chelsea fan. Coaches came and left. Players came and left. And I still remain here as a Chelsea fan. Over the years, I have been here as a Chelsea fan. And I'll continue to be here as a Chelsea fan. Nothing changes that. I'm not going to change my club. And that is why I'll keep talking about it until we see changes. Because we know the history. We know where we are coming from. And we know where we are supposed to be. We know it. That is why some of us, we always get angry. As a matter of fact, we are not even angry enough. We are not angry enough. We are not angry enough, dear friend. That is just the truth. I overheard one of the Chelsea directors, Daniel Frankenstein, respond to a fan asking for transparency and open communication from the owners. And this is the answer he gave. He said, we obviously have had the open letter from the sporting directors. And most importantly, we've set up the fan advisory board and are constantly communicating with fan groups. I'll certainly make sure your further request is passed on. Thank you. This is the director, Daniel Frankenstein. Please make sure our requests are passed through to the board. And one of our requests is very clear. Chelsea has an identity. Chelsea has an identity. Chelsea is a winning team. We are not in for only business side. Our previous owner put winning mentality first before profit. And that is why going to the game against Leeds United tomorrow, I will expect of the fan base will expect nothing but a win. Otherwise, some hairs need to do what? Start flowing. Hairs need to start flowing. Yeah. And I am glad that even though we are receiving attack from the press, the club, Chelsea, and the players are receiving attack from especially Gary Neville. Those attacks, we also have another, section. Some few others also can see something positive. Also can retaliate, like Simon Jordan on Gary Neville calling Chelsea the blue billion-pound bottle job. Neville must have been practicing that line all week with his little overlap gang and been quite pleased with himself to get it out on air. I am glad Simon Jordan was able to reply Gary Neville that he believed Gary Neville probably must have been practicing this all week. And he was excited. He was pleased with himself to get it out on air on Sunday during the game against Chelsea. For you to know that people like Simon Jordan, they know the identity of this club. They know Chelsea. Well, dear friend, go into the game tomorrow. One player that I would like Mauricio Pochettino to begin to make use of, because he has been one of the players that every time we talk about progress, projects, we talk about striking options, they always bring his name up. That once he's fit, Chelsea's fortunes will change. Now that he's fit, he played 3 games. He came in as a substitute. We didn't see any effect of those 3 games that he played. Christopher Nkunku. Just a reminder, briefs came out saying Nkunku was the one they were waiting for to return from injury. Chelsea's results before then weren't acceptable, but wait for Nkunku's return. That is what we've been told every time. He was going to make the difference. What about now? What do they put forward next to keep Pochettino? What will be the excuse again now to keep Pochettino? Nkunku came on against Liverpool. What was the effect he had on the game? The dead leg, Nicolas Jackson, should have even remained on the pitch. That would have been better, in my own opinion. This is why, personally, Christopher Nkunku and Mykhailo Mudryk, if today, the whole of today can be used for them to be worked on and prepare them for tomorrow's game. Because these two players, I believe, if they are in form, we should be able to surmount any mountain. If Christopher Nkunku and Mudryk can perform to their expectation, Chelsea should be able to surmount any mountain. That is my opinion. I want to remind my listeners and my viewers, dear friends, I want to remind you something before I let you go this afternoon. And I will surely be back. When Real Madrid signed the likes of Vinicius Jr., Valverde, Rodrigo, Camavinga, and Tchouaméni, they were potential players and not yet established players. However, under favorable environment with a mix of experienced players at Real Madrid, yes, they still have the experienced players. They have Mudryk and Co. still there right now. They were able to integrate the inexperienced prospect into the team. I guess one of the mistakes last summer was to sell virtually all the experienced players. Yeah. I just could not believe we saw Jorginho and we saw Kovacic. Kovacic is not playing for Manchester City. If he is that bad, do you think Pep Guardiola will buy him? Do you think so? We saw Kovacic and we saw Jorginho. I just cannot believe. I really don't know what was the reason behind selling all these players. Yes, players like Mason Mount, yes, I agree. But to sell Jorginho, to sell Kovacic, do you think that the players we have in midfield right now, both Casado and Enzo, Jorginho and Kovacic, what is the difference between them? Jorginho, Kovacic, Casado, Enzo. What is the difference between them? What is the difference? And the second problem is that the board had signed the inexperienced players before Pochettino's appointment. Yes. I'm not too sure before Pochettino comes in, whether he was consulted before the purchases were made. Because the agreement was reached with Pochettino, but due to contract issues, he had to wait until 1st May before he can take over the reign of Chelsea. The agreement was reached like 2 months before his arrival. So I'm not too sure whether the players that were being bought within that period, that were being negotiated, whether Pochettino was involved in the purchases. That is, I put down my piece this way. In my humble opinion, I think if we can create an environment that could help these prospects, they will definitely deliver. It has happened numerous times that we would sell these same players and they turn into great players elsewhere. So what is the way forward? What is the option? We need to do smart purchasing in the summer. Smart buying. Getting some experienced players. Most likely, or preferably in the Premier League. Preferably in the Premier League. Apart from the striking option, which even if I were to have my way, I would still prefer Ivan Toney because he already is in the Premier League. What Chelsea need right now is experience in the Premier League if we want next season to be better. Chelsea needs to be smart in the summer, dear friend. Decisions can either make you or destroy you. We are in this ugly situation because of bad decisions. We are here right now because of bad decisions, dear friend. Well, we are hearing that what they are thinking of right now is change of coach. And Ruben Amorim is the one that is ringing in most people's ears. Chelsea have retained an interest in Ruben Amorim. Personally, this is not a time for any more try and error. Is Amorim a winning coach? Is he a player development coach or a coach that can come in and begin to win? Is he a first class? With the instances that I gave in my previous video, would Amorim hit the ground running and begin to win? Because this is not a time to come back and say we are still on projects. Every season is a project season. Every season is a project season. One thing that is clear, dear friend, before I let you go, an associate of a top coach who would almost certainly be linked with succeeding Pochettino, were he to go the way of former Chelsea managers Thomas Tuchel and Graham Potter remarked, every manager will be in trouble with this team. A top-notch coach is the one that making this statement. Who could certainly be a Chelsea coach next season is the one making this statement. He said every manager will be in trouble with this team because they are inexperienced. They lack leadership. They lack courage. They lack the ability, the mentality, winning mentality. Every coach right now will be in trouble with this team unless we are able to secure experienced players and mixed up with these young players. That is just it. You know why Liverpool won the game? It is not about the kids. Don't be deceived. It is about who scored a winning goal for them. It is the most experienced man on the pitch. The oldest player on the pitch. Yes, the oldest player on the pitch. Both Chelsea and Liverpool side. The most oldest player on the pitch on the day of play. 32 years old. Dyke, 32. He's the oldest player on the pitch. He scored a goal. That tells you that experience was at play. Experience is what won Thomas Tuchel the game. What I was telling you about Mikhailo Mudryk. Mikhailo Mudryk was Ukrainian Player of the Year 2 years ago. He was absolutely sensational at Shakhtar Donetsk. That was why we bought him. I would like to ask why Mauricio Pochettino isn't getting the best out of him. Well, the truth is that Chelsea have already started looking at the replacement for Pochettino in case they decide to part ways with him, and that can happen. Tomorrow's game, either he wins or I'm not too sure because the writing is already on the wall. Let's be confident. I want to hear from him later tonight. Hopefully, I will come your way one more time before hearing from him. I'm not too sure yet. Depend on the exclusive that will be coming over. I still have more to talk about. But because of time, I would like to let you go. Or finally, the last one. Chelsea sporting directors Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley have recruited former NATO and Ryder Cup guru Owen Eastwood to lead a project on history and identity, which will encompass the entire club, history and identity. And you are recruiting an outsider who has no idea. Someone who once worked with NATO and Ryder Cup guru, who has no idea. His football, I understand he had a little football knowledge, but he's not a football guru. He's the one to work on the identity. What is the identity of Chelsea? Chelsea's identity is winning mentality. Anyhow, we don't care. We have passed the stage of playing beautiful football and we are not winning. Chelsea we don't go that way. Look, the teams that win games with beautiful football right now, check them out. Excuse me. There are teams that are already well established. Real Madrid, they play beautiful football, they win games. Liverpool, they play beautiful football, they win games. Manchester City, they play beautiful football, they win games. Who else? Who else can you mention? The rest of the other teams. Arsenal plays beautiful football. They are winning games, but sometimes they do struggle because of mentality. Because of mentality. The coach in charge of the particular team is what makes the team a winning team. It is a coach. It's here. Dear friend, I'll see you in the next one when you see me. I appreciate your company. Remember, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. These days, I don't talk much about it. Yes, I like you. I love you. I appreciate your company. I'm just passionate about the color and the badge. I'll see you in the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.